So, hi everyone. I wanted to share a little bit from my online training for my online program for free for you guys. And that's because I feel like this little element of my program and of this practice is so vital. And if you can understand this, then it can do so much for shifting your own anxiety. And it might sound simple, but it's not trivial. So I just want to explain it a little bit more. Now, if you've watched my latest masterclass, I talked about the first shift to healing from anxiety and a shift that we all need to make if we're going to start to heal. So that shift is starting a daily mindfulness practice. And it's a little bit more than that. So let me just unpack what I mean by that and how you can maybe start to apply this major shift in your life so that you can start to see quite big changes in your life. So let's look at this. So the only time is now. Now is all that there is. Often it's so easy for us to be very lost in the past and in the future. Now, the past is a time that we can really dwell on, isn't it? Like a thought about the past can come and that can totally take you away, and you can get lost for days, in thinking about the past, which is natural, it's normal. And then another time that we can get lost in is the future. So we can get lost in our to-do list, in all the things that we need to do. We can also get lost in thinking about the what ifs, like what if this happens and what if that happens. And it's so easy for us to get totally taken out of the now, out of the present moment by future thoughts. If you're struggling with anxiety, the future is an area where lots of us spend a lot of our time, isn't it? Thinking and worrying about the future. And if only we could spend more or not all of our time in the present moment, then anxiety would drop away, because anxiety is always about something in the future. It can also be about something in the past as well. So imagine if you were able to be fully present all the time, so fully here and now. So what that means is you are able to be fully present in all your activities that you do, without allowing your mind to take you away. So at the moment you might enjoy some things like, I'm not sure, playing with your kids or going out for a walk, or even mundane things like doing the washing up, But you might find the moment that you're not really able to do those things fully, that you're kind of half doing them, but you're also spending a lot of your time worrying, So think of what it would do for your life if you could be fully present when you're playing with your kids, or when you're having a conversation with a friend, or when you're going for a walk. So how do we do this? How do we start to train ourselves to be able to be fully present in the present moment, fully here in the present moment? So our breath is an amazing tool. Our breath is here. And if you imagine, if you're focusing on your breath, on your breathing, on your inhale and your exhale, then you're not lost in thoughts about the future or the past. You can't be breathing in the past or the future. You're only breathing now. So the breath is an amazing tool that we use initially when you start a mindfulness practice. It's all about breath. It's all about noticing when the mind goes away to past and future and coming back to the breath, back to here, back to now. And the more you train coming back to now, that part of your brain that is coming back to the present, the better you get at it. So in essence, the mindfulness practice, you notice when the mind has wandered away when you're meditating. It might have gone to past, it might have gone to the future, and you come back to your breath. And then the mind inevitably will wander away again, maybe in 1 second, or maybe 10 seconds, or a minute, and then you come back to your breath. And then the mind wanders away again, and you come back to your breath. And each time you're doing that, it's like a bicep curl for your brain. So you're training your brain to be a lot more focused in the present. They say on average we spend 47% of our time lost in our thoughts, which is a lot of time to spend lost in our thoughts. Basically half of our time we're not fully present here in what we're doing. If you can do this practice, these bicep curls for your brain, where you come back to the present again and again and again, that 47% is going to drop significantly, especially if you commit to the practice, which is going to have obvious benefits for your life. And anxiety drops away. Anxiety really drops away then. And think of how your life would change if you're able to do your activities, your things without anxiety being there. If you were able to just go to bed and have a great night's sleep, what would that do? If you were able to go out for a walk by yourself and enjoy the walk, enjoy what you see, it can make vast changes to our life. This is the technical definition of mindfulness by John Kabat-Zinn, and it's beautiful. He says, mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. So this unpacks what I've just spoken about. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way. That means using our breath to pay attention to our breath. We're doing it on purpose. We're staying in the present moment. And it's non-judgmental, this practice. So if your mind wanders away a lot, if you're having a chaotic day, you're not judging yourself. If you're judging yourself, you're easily getting lost into self-blame and these kind of ways of being that are not loving and not kind. And to finish, this is a really loving practice, if you give yourself the gift of taking time out to practice mindfulness meditation so that you can be more in the present moment, you're giving yourself that gift. You're being kind to yourself. And in turn, if you're doing that every day, if you're really building this self-love and this self-kindness all the time and strengthening your mind and strengthening your ability to stay in the present, it's the most loving thing you could do. And it allows you to then be in a place where you can give to others. You can be fully present with the people that you're with. You can help others, So I really hope that training has unpacked this shift and how vital training your brain to be more focused in the present moment is. Now, it takes practice, it takes training. It takes commitment. That's one of the main things. It takes a real commitment. I really hope this has resonated with you. If you want my help along this way, then get in touch with me and we can get you started on a daily mindfulness practice and I can help. Okay, have a beautiful day, everyone. Namaste.